Hey guys, welcome back to the Charismatic Nerd. So today, I'm just gonna make a short video on the books that I read every day. And if you haven't known already, I am a culture vulture. I am very open how I steal the best of different cultures and then just use it for myself. So when it comes to the books I read every day, this is just me being a cultural vulture. So first off, one book that I read every day is The Art of War. Corny, I know. And to be quite honest, I remember reading The Art of War when I was 24 and it went right over my head. I just thought it was just about conflict. But as I started to make it a habit just to read that book more, especially in my 30s, just every day, just piece by piece, I've realized that there's so much more to the book than I could have ever imagined. It can teach you about, I don't know if teach you, but help you gain a better understanding of human nature, how to prepare yourself, and self-honesty. And it's a book that I plan to keep reading every day for the rest of my life, and just helps me understand the subtle nuances with regards to human interactions. Alright? Honestly, it's been it's survived from 2,000 years, and it's influenced so many people, so why can't it influence us regular nerds, right? So that's the first book I read every day. The second book I read every day is The Pocket Oracle and Art of Prudence by Baltasar Gracian. If you don't know much about Gracian, let's put it this way. Even though he's a priest, he was a bit of a rebel and really clashed heads with the head of his church. And on top of that, Gracian also interacted with very powerful people during his time. So with that background and also with Gracian's love of the classics, he was able to build an extensive knowledge on humans, powers, and politics and all that. And then in the book, The Pocket Oracle and Art of Prudence, it's 300 aphorisms where he distills all that knowledge. And honestly, it's reading that book is so much better than reading the 48 Laws of Power, and I am very open about that because Gracian, he's very honest about how cruel and unfair life can be and how people can, stab you in the back, but at the same time, he does not give his readers an excuse not to be heroic, not to be noble, not to have an honorable life. And the way Gracian has it in those 300 aphorisms is basically balancing a cutthroat world while you're still maintaining high standards for yourself. And honestly, with that book, you gotta read it multiple times, and that's why I read it every day, because sometimes when I read one aphorism, say from like 6 months ago, and I read that same aphorisms today, I'll just have probably a better understanding. Say maybe I went through something or had a challenge. It's every aphorism. Don't expect to understand it immediately. You have to live life and challenge yourself and be courageous and heroic and really living outside of your comfort zone. And that's why it's a book I read every day, because excuse me, because I don't know when one aphorism is gonna click in my head. And plus, it's nice to know that Gracian was a bit of a rebel. You know what I mean? I can't relate, but it makes it kind of cool. But that's just me being corny. And to continue with my corniness, the third book I read every day is The Way of the Superior Man by David Deida. Now I'm gonna be honest, this book is new agey. It's a type of book where when you read a couple of pages, you want to toss it in the garbage. And I am guilty of that. But when I actually gave this book a chance, it really just opened my eyes to really understand the fact that how easy it is in the West for guys to disconnect their sexuality from their day-to-day living. With The Way of the Superior Man, it really shows that a lot of guys are psychologically castrated. And it helps you to kind of reintegrate that sexuality in your day-to-day life. And the beauty about The Way of the Superior Man is that David Deida actually understands the whole masculine and feminine dynamics. He doesn't beat around the bush. He doesn't overpromise and all that. He's very honest with reality. But at the same time, similar to Gracian, he expects his readers to have high standards with how they carry themselves. But with David Deida, it's more in the masculine sense. So if you're a type of nerd where you kind of come off as asexual, neutral, things of that nature, which if you're a nerd, there's probably a 75% chance that's the case. or I'm just speaking from experience. But if you read The Way of the Superior Man, you'll get more insights on how you should be carrying yourself with a masculine essence. Because let's be honest, if you look throughout history, if you see all the great leaders, warriors, politicians, and all that, all those guys, their actions were an expression of their sexual energy. Their sexual energy, their masculinity was integrated in who they are, and they were able to focus that energy with regards to their pursuits. Now you compare that to a lot of guys today where they jerk off way too much, they watch way too much porn, so their sexual energy is a bit empty or just dull. So that when they go out in the world and engage with it, they're kind of just flaccid, they're just weak. However, when guys rediscover their masculinity and go on NoFap, make sure they're emotionally integrated, sexually integrated, they engage with the world erect, strong, and forceful. It's, again, I don't want to go in too much detail. You can definitely read the book, but the thing is that sexuality is a very important part of your life, and if you neglect it, don't be sad or upset when things don't go your way, whether it's with dating, career, business, and all that. You have to remember this, guys. The reason why all three of these books, why I read every day, is because it reminds me that life is a challenge. Just being alive and interacting with the world every day is a challenge. However, I have to make sure that I'm at my best, that I'm spiritually, emotionally, mentally, sexually, physically integrated, so that I can deal with life as it comes. Because at the end of the day, and this is just me being honest, but I'm saying this lovingly, there's no excuse for you not to really fulfill your true potential or capacity as a human being. If you're not up to where you are right now, that's on you. But the beauty about that is that you can change that. Just a few tweaks. See where you have to see where it is that I have to integrate myself, where's the areas that I'm lacking. And that's why I highly recommend therapy, because therapy teaches you to be honest with yourself. And in a day of fake media, fake gurus, and all that, it's hard to be self-honest because we see so many lies coming into us everywhere in so many directions. So if you really want to just grow more as an individual and not shy away from the challenge that life throws at you, work on yourself. You know what I mean? Just start with yourself. Make sure you're integrated in all those ways I mentioned. And I know this video was about the videos, the books I read every day, but those books are just there to remind me of what I need to do. I've put in the work from before. So just take this video as a reminder that if you're not where you want to be, then it's on you. You got to figure that out, all right? So anyways, that's it. I'm gonna stop blabbing. I'm blabbing way too much. Anyways, thanks again for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like this video, comment, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to my newsletter, and guys, remember, you're not just any type of nerd, you're a charismatic nerd.